This is Messages from the Universe with Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core. Here, Laurie delivers information from the Mastery Realms related to astrology, planetary influences, energy surges, and generally how we are evolving. She connects with angels, guides, ascended masters, astro beings, and those that come forward with messages to help us on our journey. Welcome, everyone, to Messages from the Universe podcast.
Hello, I am Laurie Wondra, and thank you for listening. I want to talk about hitting the pause button. And many of you, when I say hitting the pause button, you might think about the ability to record and watch something later, pausing what you've recorded so you can come back to it, or streaming something where you can pause and come back to it. Today's technology is fabulous for this. I love this. I can pause just about anything these days and relax knowing I can come back to it whenever I need to or want to. And sometimes I don't come back to it. I find I am a little bit irritated if I'm tied to something, but I have to sit there through the entire time and I'm not able to pause, or I'm not able to move forward, fast forward when I like. Usually that fast forwarding or skipping ahead through something, it's because I'm being triggered empathetically. I can sense or feel what's happening on the screen within my body, and I don't like it. The pause or the fast forward allows me to either pause and come back to it, or to skip ahead, move over it, or just stop watching it altogether. That's what empaths respond to. And if you are an empath or empathic, you totally understand what I am saying. You can feel everything. I'll admit it's taken me days sometimes to watch some very intense movies or episodes of series that I might be watching. Being able to pause has found its way into many other areas of my life. The point is, in modern technology, is we have that ability. But in our human spirit and our human journey, we also have the ability to pause, fast forward, rewind, go back. Most of our energy fields have or are adapting to shifts in energy in small doses and taking lots of pauses. Some of you are rewinding and going back to events or places in your life that you want to replay. Social media is a great example of our expectations of short video clips, short stories, short anything. Of course, including the ability to pause, skip, swipe on to the next. I ponder where else that has begun to seep into our lives. Pausing people, pausing decisions, pausing actions, rewinding, fast forwarding. Where might we wait for the perfect moment or skip over the perfect moment to get to something we think is ahead? I ponder if we get distracted with promises of future, of what it should be rather than what it is, and learning as you go. That's the magic of being human, being adaptable, flexible, being able to learn and grow as you go. There might not be anything wrong or right with this, but it pauses me to ponder. Where might I be pausing? Where might I need to push forward? Where might I need to rewind and look backward? Where might I be pushing forward when I need to pause? There's a reason we're constantly being told to breathe, be present, get grounded. Doing so can get us out of our heads, grounding us in reality and helping us to embrace wherever and whatever moment we are in, what we are experiencing right now. That moment might be hitting the pause button when the universe doesn't want us to, or missing where the universe is encouraging us to pause. You're probably really familiar with the words and concepts of grounding, slowing down, being present. But are you successful in putting something into practice that supports this? We could probably all benefit from learning a few go-to grounding exercises and doing them on a regular basis. The power of pausing and staying in the present moment is real. In the clients I see every day, there are both sides of this situation. One might feel stuck or frustrated because things aren't moving as were anticipated, or stressed or overwhelmed and feeling that everything around them is chaotic. Both situations would be greatly helped with the power of a pause. When we're not in the present, the mind can go and will go down rabbit holes of catastrophe thinking, deep anxiety, worry, rumination, spiraling, which makes us feel often very helpless because we can't change things in the past or the future. Living in a world where expectations of answers being at the end of a few keystrokes on your keyboard or asking Siri for information is only going to exponentially grow as AI continues to be introduced and expands in our world. I don't believe AI is going to suggest to you that you pause, that you breathe, that you ground. You'll have to go specifically look for those meditations or those reminders to set on your phone that remind you to get up and move or breathe or walk. That's probably not in the algorithm of the answer of Siri, is to breathe and ground. Breathing and grounding is presumably looked upon as not taking action, and the interpretation of AI is to provide an answer that achieves results. Pausing can create results. Yes, pausing can create results. Being present is such a critical piece of mental wellness because if you can't stay in the present moment, you can't think clearly enough about the questions that life is asking of you right now and how to act on those questions that you're being asked by the universe. Your impatience might direct you to ask outside of yourself, such as Siri, AI, family, friends, etc. But really the answers are within. You hold the solution. Whether you are in the middle of a hectic morning or evening routine, or you're about to give a presentation at work, or getting ready to take part in an experience or an event, taking a pause can help clear your head, can help you get organized with your thoughts. It can actually re-energize you to take on whatever tasks lie ahead. Anytime I speak publicly, I pause and I take a deep breath. I've had some clients that are on stage and I recommend to them before they go out to perform, stand in the wings of the stage and just take a few deep breaths. Not a shallow, quick breath, but a deep, slow breath, feeling it move all the way into your body. I also stretch my arms, allowing my energy fields to align, to expand, to not be small. My body knows I'm about to speak. Now my etheric field, my emotional field, and my mental bodies are all aligned and they are also ready. I'm now a complete unit and not separate. Other tips that might help you pause and center and align are focusing on your 5 senses. If the first thing you do when you wake up is reach for your phone, you've already pulled yourself out of the present moment. So much of our current lives and how we relate to technology is disassociative in nature. We might find ourselves scrolling on our phones to avoid a negative emotion, like not wanting to get ready to go to work, or perhaps you don't like your work or you're avoiding something else. You're waiting because you don't want to face what's there. We can aimlessly scroll when we're bored or understimulated and even tired, or perhaps it's just become a habit. Using our phones to distract from these feelings is just a short-term fix because the feelings are still there and they will resurface later. When you wake up, ground yourself to this moment. Pause. Now focus on your 5 senses. How does your bed feel? How do the sheets feel on your skin? How does the sunlight look pouring through your window? What can you hear, smell, or taste? You can return to this technique throughout the day whenever you need to reconnect with present. This practice is waking up your energy bodies, your physical, your etheric, your emotional, and of course your mental. It is saying, I am here now, in this place. I am awake, aware, and aligned. Now you're ready to face the world because you have first acknowledged yourself. You have registered your energy and how you are connecting with other energies of the day. I also find it incredibly helpful to have a morning ritual. Mornings tend to be one of the most hectic times of the day, making them the perfect moment to take a pause. Usually the alarm goes off, we hop up out of bed, we race to get ready to go somewhere. And if you're listening to this and you find yourself saying, I don't have time for a pause, well, you need a pause. Whether you're rushing off to get to the office or simply opening up your laptop to start the workday, implementing a morning ritual can help you live in the moment rather than stressing about what's going to happen at your meeting later on in the day, or what's going to happen tomorrow or next week. This allows you to energetically set boundaries between life and work. I heard a suggestion once about lighting a candle before you get ready in the morning, but most of my clients and myself are scent sensitive, and most people may forget to blow it out as they move into their day, leaving an even more stressful situation of worrying about a burning candle being left behind. It is, however, using one of your senses to help you be present. Maybe it's your morning shower or washing your face with your favorite soap or lotion or scent. My morning ritual includes cuddling with my fur babies. I have one fur baby that requires medicine in the morning, and he does not want to take it. But over time, he's actually helped me create a morning ritual that includes cuddling him, brushing him, petting him. Then he gets his medicine and some yummy cat treats, and I follow that with just a little bit more cuddling. I think that's for my benefit, maybe not so much his, but I feel complete and present. And when I'm filled with his nose kisses and his purrs, my heart fills. You can have a ritual with your favorite coffee or tea, maybe reading an inspirational passage out of a book. Maybe it's statements of gratitudes or intents that you've been pondering at present. Maybe it's a peek out the window, taking a deep breath and just taking in the morning view. No matter what you're doing, can you fully be there? It doesn't have to be elaborate or long, but it will be something that creates a here and now feeling, being here now. Another great tip is scheduling your pauses. If you're an athlete that you're in training, you will have training days and you'll also have rest days. You put those on your schedule. If you're studying, you might have mind focus and then exercises followed by a break of some sort. As humans, it's impossible to maintain the same pace of anything 24/7. We can't even sleep 24/7 or lay in bed 24/7. We have to get up. We have to move. We have to eat. We have to move. We're not built to either be moving 100% of the time, nor are we built to do nothing 100% of the time. These pauses can be 5 or 10 minutes and reminders to realign. Take a breath. When I was in my corporate role, I'd try to schedule meetings to be 20 or 25 minutes, allowing that pause for both me and whoever I was meeting with between meetings. This was difficult because most everyone around me at that time already had a pattern of going all the time. So they found it odd that I was scheduling a shorter meeting. If you try this, just be prepared for questions as to why or what you're doing. Why not a full 30-minute meeting? And how am I ever going to schedule that on my calendar? You'll figure it out. I think of our school days when the bell would ring and you'd have a few minutes to get to your locker before the next class. Sometimes you didn't have enough time at all, so you carried your books with you all day. Our habits start young and they're carried into adulthood. Sometimes those early learned patterns aren't the best for us. We need to unlearn them or augment them with something else, like a pause. If you're able, take your breaks outside. Whether you're taking a break from work or find yourself processing over something that you've just experienced, get outside. It's a great way to bring yourself back to the present moment. Some make a lot of effort to stay home, to be static and comfortable, which can numb us and our sensory experiences. Getting outside and engaging with the world around us, however, can help to heighten our senses and keep us focused on what is right in front of us. A change of environment is important. If you have access to a park, a field, a body of water, take your shoes off, walk through the grass, or feel the cold water on your toes. If you don't have access to this, sometimes just closing your eyes and listening to all of the different sounds or the way the wind or the sun feels on your space can have the same effect. This takes you back to acknowledging your 5 senses. Now, if you're in an area where getting outside because of climate, let's say either heat or cold, is prohibitive, then just getting up and going for a walk within your environment is great. Take the stairs somewhere, then the elevator back down. Take a walk for the sake of just moving. Not that you have to actually go somewhere, but just explore. Next, name that emotion. When we're in the midst of a stressful situation, it is hard to pause and organize our thoughts. We jump right into resolution and resolving it. You might be processing more than one emotion at a time, and this would be the perfect time to plan a pause. Whether you are filled with stress, anxiety, or frustration, or you're jumping up and down with excitement and joy, a pause will give you an opportunity to hone in on your emotions. Name them. I am feeling this. Once you name it, or them, you don't have to figure them out anymore. Your energy bodies can just be in that energy. It's not a resolution or solution you're looking for. You've already solved it, as you already know what the energy is. It has an almost instantaneous decision to stay in that energy or move on to something else. If we're afraid, stressed, angry, the moment we can vocalize it, it diminishes the energy, giving us a choice to act upon it. This is really practicing the skill of observing yourself, all layers, physical, etheric, emotional, and mental. An example might be that you might think to yourself, whoa, I'm very angry right now. I can see myself and my body getting increasingly more agitated. Doing so helps to create space between you and whatever emotion you're feeling, reminding you that you, rather than the anger, have control over the situation. And what you do next is within your control. It moves your energy from functioning separately in the emotional body to actually connecting to your mental body. And the mental body and the emotional body become a powerhouse of resolution. I know what I'm feeling. I know what actions I might want to take. I am observing myself. That's a healthy pause. Also, checking in with someone. When we're feeling anxious about something, our nervous system can become overactive because our body feels unsafe in some ways. Our heart races, we might feel hot and sweaty, our voices might even shake, and so on. Whether it's a work presentation, meeting someone new, or an important event, or maybe it's some physical activity that you're doing, this would be a great time to take a moment to check in with someone you love. We like support. We like knowing we are supported. Having someone on our side is important to us when we feel doubtful, tired, or we're not sure we know how or are able to complete whatever we're doing. If you're running a race, ask for loved ones to be there to support you. If you're preparing for a work presentation or an interview, ask your loved ones to help you practice. If you've just experienced a great event in your life, reach out and share your excitement. Not only is it helpful to get your fears off your chest, but your loved ones can help to remind you that you're capable of all that you face. They're there to help reassure you that everything will be okay, but they're also there to celebrate. Also, connect with your body. If you find yourself in the midst of a thought spiral or an analysis paralysis or a brain tornado that seems to have no end, chances are you're not living in the present. We tend to obsess over things that happened in the past or that might happen in the future. And the one way that is best for us to shake these thoughts off and ground ourselves and stop the cycle is to be in the present moment, to reconnect with your body. Movement is an inherently healing process, and it can help move our stress responses out of the body. Head to the gym, yoga, Pilates, go for a run, a hike, or a walk. All of those are great ways to get out of your head and into your physical body. Even the simple act of going for a walk can do a trick. Get up and move. Moving in whatever way feels good to you is key. And remembering to take pauses. In those days or those moments when you feel that you're short on time, pausing for even a short meditation or breathing exercise can help refocus you on the present moment. Shopping online or heading to the mall are not restful pauses. Those are not restful experiences and often create situations you'll later regret. Another great option is writing out your worries. One of the hardest times to be present is also one of the most important. When you're lying in bed at night trying to fall asleep, and rather than focusing on how nice it feels to sink into your beds after a busy day, we tend to get caught up and stressed about what's happening tomorrow or processing what happened today. And if this sounds familiar, try keeping a notepad or notebook next to your bed so you can write down whatever's on your mind as it pops up, even if it's as simple as needing to remember to run an errand the next day. If you're tempted to email yourself a to-do list for tomorrow, stop. You need a pause. Tell yourself, I've written it down, I can leave it. I don't have to expand on it. Those things will be there for me tomorrow. Another great way is identifying your feelings in celebration. Those moments that you tend to skip over and you skip the celebration. We've been so wired to move through life quickly, with our eyes always turned to the next phase, the next project, the next success. This will be helpful in difficult times because it also causes us to rush through some of the happiest moments of our lives, be it a birthday, a wedding, or a once-in-a-lifetime event or experience. It is important that you're able to savor those core moments and allow them to be imprinted with you in memories. I bet you don't think about those happy moments being imprinted so you can remember them later. We often remember the icky stuff or the things that stressed us out. How did they get in our memory? And maybe the celebration times didn't. I sometimes ponder that when we don't remember things that we've done, it's because we didn't pause long enough and allow the imprint of celebration and success to be registered before we skipped off to something else. Or maybe we didn't register that success or that celebration because we were poking at it as to all the things we did wrong. Celebrate. Celebrate life. Celebrate you. Pause to be where you are now, here, today, and at this moment. What you experience now becomes your memories. It is incredibly important as part of our evolution to continue to create good memories. And the way we create good memories is to pause in the present moment, to be present, to observe, to see who we are in each and every moment and the magnificent human being you are. You might be having a bad day, you might be having a rough moment, but you can still celebrate that in a way that you are successful, that you moved through it, that you are here today, now, in this moment. And I want to thank all of you for being here now in this moment and listening to this podcast. I send you many blessings, lots of love. Thank you for listening. I'm Laurie Wondra.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe podcast with Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core. For current events or to schedule a private session with Laurie, please visit yourlifecore.com.